All right, people, Catfish Dave here, down on Watts Bar Reservoir, late afternoon. And fishing late afternoon isn't too bad because the last few times I've been out, the bite didn't happen until late afternoon. Water temps are starting to cool down towards the end of the year here. And these fish start going in the mud when that happens. Once the sun comes up, heat of the day kicks in, they seem to come out and stir around. Going to be pulling some different baits, and the reason I'm doing that is skipjack has been very tough to catch. It's took me 2 days to catch 10 skipjack, and only 4 of those have got any size to them. So I've got a white bass here I'm going to use today. I've got some shad here I'm going to use today, and I might cut some chunk pieces off those smaller skipjack, but I am wanting to save those bigger skipjack for a better reservoir when I have more time to fish. We've got probably about 2.5 hours before dark. I've been in 2 different lakes today trying to catch bait, and that's just the way it works. You can see the river's still muddy from the flood we had quite a while ago. Has not cleared up, and the reason it's not clearing up is once it flooded, it hasn't rained since. We have no flow in the river. So it's really not optimal conditions at all. Could be one reason the skipjack are so hard to find. Either way, I'm pulling along right now. There's a big underwater island right here. I'm going to keep my boat close to the edge of it, so some of my bait is on the ledge of that island, and then I'm going to have a couple more baits scattered out. It's honestly a skipjack bite this time of year. It always is. So how we're going to do with these other baits, I don't know. This white bass is great when the waters are warm. Post-spawn bite, I don't know about right now, but we're going to have it. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and I've got one large hook on one of my rods, big 12-aught Gamakatsu big cat circle. So I'm going to put a white bass head on that hook. We're going to launch it out there. Water depth we'll be fishing today will be around the 40-foot range. We could see some 50-foot water. We could see some 35-foot water. It's going to average around 40. Last 2 videos I done on Watts Bar, I done on the lower end, and it was very deep water, a lot of 60, 70 foot down there. I have not been here. I don't know what to expect, but it's a lot farther drive to go down there where I was catching those fish. So this is what we're doing. We're gonna hope for the best. Throw a spread and planer board on there. I have not fished this section of Watts Bar in a long time. It's about middle ways down the reservoir. Smaller hook. These gizzard shad are small, so I've just cut the tail off them. I'm going to hook them right up through the head there. That's what we got. That's what we're going to have to use. Still some trash coming down the river from the flood occasionally. We just haven't had enough current to wash it out of here. All right, y'all. There's a gizzard shad on there. Another spread and planer board. Sun is right in the camera. Maybe as we turn the bend up here in the river, it'll get out of the camera. I can't stand that sun in the camera, and the later it gets, the more it's going to sink low and get even worse in the camera. Just the way our rivers flow. Everywhere I fish is like that. If you fish in the afternoon, it's going to be right in your eyes. I don't need nothing out of there, so I really don't know why I opened it, but I did. Throw another gizzard shad on this one. I may throw one chunk of skipjack out off one of them smaller ones here, just so I can see what's going on. Because you'd be surprised, there is times a year these fish won't even touch these other baits. Typically, the fall is a skipjack bite. And I've seen where they wouldn't even touch this other stuff. So I would like at least one skipjack out there. I'll go ahead and cut me a skipjack chunk. Get that old mess out of there. Couple pieces of white bass for later, in case they're actually eating it. I do not like these small skipjack. They're just not my favorite baits. They have a different toughness to them, a different odor to them. They have a different amount of oil in them. But I would like a piece out there. Biggest trouble with Watts Bar is the small fish. They are in full force out here. I've got plenty of shad in case they are. And the white bass is a tough bait. It'll take some abuse from the small fish without getting knocked off the hook. Things like that tender, small skipjack section, they'll take that right off there, a couple little nibbles. But we'll put it on here. I can barely see that board over there with that sun. All I see is glare. Well, all right, y'all, we're rolling. Got a couple hours to see what's gonna happen. Yep, we're working the slope of that island with this side of the boat. Sometimes that makes a difference. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes you're just as well off to go straight up the center of the channel. We'll see what happens today. I'm not excited about the bait, but it is what it is. We're going to use what we got. If it was winter time, December, January, February, I'd be tickled to death about gizzard shad. That would be my first choice of bait once the water gets that cold. But this time of year, nah. We'll see what happens though. Check my time here. Gets dark early this time of year. We've got about 2.5 hours to pull this off. Watching my graph as I go along the ledge of this island lets me know if I'm fishing in dead water or not. Anytime you come to a new section of reservoir that you haven't fished in a while, you just don't know what's going to happen. It could be terrible. Could be the best trip you ever had. I wouldn't expect the best trip with the bait we got, but not my favorite for this time of year. White bass in the summer, shad in the winter, but not right now. But it is better than no bait. Oh, Lordy. About 15 minutes in and no bites yet. Like I say, last time I was catching fish on this lake, they were deep, and this is not deep. So we'll just have to see. Yay! I needed some waves in my life. Uh-oh, Gizzard Shad had a small tap. Small tap. About 20 minutes into the trip. Well, y'all, 30 minutes, one little bite. Makes me wonder if I was pulling all skipjack, if my luck wouldn't be better, but this is what I'm gonna pull today, so it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. There ain't shit out here. Well, about the time I said there ain't out here, I got hit, and it was on the shad, so. Old Watts bar size fish. We did get a fish. About 35 minutes into this. I have gotten off that island because I wasn't getting a thing on it, and I moved more over to the other side, and I'm in the main channel now. Going around an outside bend here. Yeah, old Watts bar size blue cat. I was just thinking I was going to speed the boat up maybe, but we got hit. Going this speed, 0.7s. Uh-oh, is that a bite? Oh, shoot. I believe I had several rods go off. Either that, or I went over a trot line or something, possibly. There's been some of those out here. Go all the way across the river, because both rods went down. He's all riled up. You've been caught. I guess I'll net that thing. I'll net him. They get to thrashing like that, they can weaken the knot on the hook. If he'd hold still, I could snatch him up, but he seems on the ornery side to me. That's definitely an old Watts bar size fish. Yeah. Oh, one-hander there. Blue catfish. Well, that lets me know that something will eat a shad today. Now, whether or not it'll eat white bass, I don't know. If it was summertime, I'd say yes. Hook him under the lip. Give him a toss. So far, it's not been real exciting out here. But that could change. At least I hope it does. Okay. Turn the corner a little bit here, going around the bend of a river. Uh-oh. A bite on the shad. Right as I turn the corner there. Gonna reach in my cooler and get me some hydration. It's been cool at night, like 40 degrees, and getting 80 in the daytime. Might even pull me out an old apple. I think we might can catch another one before dark, y'all. One fish, couple bites. Uh-oh, white bass got a nip. Honey, come off. I should have waited on that. I was so excited to see a bite. Looked like a bigger fish pulling it down the way. It was nice and slow. Just had it in his teeth. It was definitely a wasn't no dinky bite. Well, we know that something will eat the white bass head. It's got all wrapped around here. So back out we'll throw it. Well, y'all, the only thing that hasn't been bit is the skipjack, and that's surprising me, actually. Whatever hit that white bass was substantial. He just did not eat it. He just had it in his teeth. I should have waited and let him eat it. I got overexcited. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. That's on the gizzard shed. Yeah. There we go. Oh, did he come off? No, I thought he came off, man. I felt this slack. I was like, I don't think he's that big. Yeah, he rolled one time, and I thought he was off there. I'll tell you what, the old gizzard shad surprised me. That skipjack still ain't been hit. But now that is one of them smaller skipjack. They do not have the same flavor as them bigger ones. Either way, another small one on the, I thought he was big the way he hit. And just an old small one. Slime that line all the way up. That old gizzard shad is catching something anyway. That chunk of skipjack ain't got a bite. Okay, I see what I felt. He rolled up in my line, and that's what made him felt so heavy. I can see the line marks. It's loose if you'll open. There. He's off there. Yeah. Yeah, that line wrapped around him. See, it about tore the hide off him up on the top there. We have not had a bite on that skipjack chunk. But that is a small skipjack. That ain't one of them big ones. Well, the only real size fish that's messed with us hit that white bass head, and I should have gave him more time with it. He didn't just nail it, he grabbed onto it. Maybe that white bass head will be our golden ticket for something substantial this trip. It's not a good bite in this section of the river, I can tell you that already. There we go, on the white bass. On the white bass. This is the biggest fish of the day. right here, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Biggest one of the day. Just never know about this old white bass. Come on up here, brother. Don't get in that other line. He's going for it. He's going for it. He's staying deep and going for it. Trying to horse him out of it. Yeah, this ain't no little dinky one. Yeah. I could slow my boat down and make it a little easier. Sure could. Slow it down to about 0.3. Yeah, this ain't no little dinky one, because get him up around this side here. Yeah. No, get away from that. Get away from that. I see him. Get away from that. Good old white bass. A lot of times, this is what the bigger fish will find. He ain't a giant, but for out here on old Watts Dinky Bar, we'll take him. He's a nice one. He's a nice one for sure. Yeah, he's very nice. Hope he stays on there. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's a nice one there. Yep, that is a good one. That is a good one right there. Oh, shoot. Knocked my camera over here in a minute. Somehow I got my rod up there caught in it. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. See if I can get him up on the cooler. He's a wide fish. Yeah. You just never know about that old white bass. Of course, it ain't no longer there, but hey, we got a good one on it. Okay. That's a slob right there. Oh, slob fish. Y'all, I'm gonna spin this boat around, and I want to re-go through a spot anyway, and I'm gonna take that skipjack off there. But I'm gonna spin the boat around so I can get a decent picture of this fish. Get a picture of this fish. It's a nice one. This fish ain't gonna let me get a picture of it. Oh! He don't want his picture took. Yeah! We'll take it. Woo! Yeah. Good old white bass. I'm glad I caught that old white bass. Oh yeah. The small ones want that old gizzard shad for sure. And usually gizzard shad catches small fish when the water's warmer. But they sure don't want no gizzard shad. I mean no skipjack. Or at least they don't want that small skipjack. I have a feeling if I cut up one of them big ones, I'd get hit, but we're saving that stuff for a better lake. Come on up here, old dinky. That's typical Watts bar size there. Which is why I call it Watts Dinky Bar. Come on up here. Old pale looking fish. Come on now. Oh, pale looking thing. Now if you'll open up that beak, it's loose. I got it out of there if you'll open it. Yeah, old pale looking thing. That's almost what they call acoustic. Has that pink in its fins. I don't know if you can see it with the sun. It's a fish, you know. We're out here. Short time to fish, we'll take it. All right, y'all. I done put one rod up. Getting ready to call it here and done hooked up on another one on some white bass. Got the motor warming up and everything. Getting ready to call it. Come on, buddy. We'll take it. Not been super active out here, but we've got some. This makes another on the white bass. I'm gonna slow this boat down just to make this easy. Come on in here, old fishy. Had several hits on the white bass, so obviously it's not a bad bait in this temperature of water. Water temps are 67. Come on up here, brother. I'll tell you, he's wrapped around the line. He got mud all over him. Come on. Unwrap from that line. There we go. I'll tell you what, he's better than what we've been catching on the shad. And he's got mud all over him. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Yeah. Better than the gizzard shad fish. Yeah, he's better than those gizzard shad fish. Old white bass chunk. Well, all right, y'all, a short evening trip. The bite wasn't super hot. They kind of didn't turn on till about the last hour and a half of the day. Of course, we only had about 2.5 to fish. Either way, brought some alternative bait. Didn't have time to really fish because I spent all day chasing the bait. And we still landed a really nice fish for this lake, so I'm happy about that. You just never know which bait that bigger fish is going to eat. This is a video. There was fish in the video. That makes the fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one, signing out.